strikes. Yeshua the Messiah, choose life. So you when you see me live.
Shalom. Are you ready to start the Passover story with us? We just had the prelude and now we're going to get to the good stuff. So we realize that Moses just met I am. Yud-He Vav-He. We call him Adonai. That means Lord in Hebrew. Moses is being sent with his brother Aaron to talk to the elders of Israel. And this is what he says to them. This is the starting verse that I believe the entire story of Passover rests upon. Join me, if you will. We're going to be in Exodus 6. Therefore say to Bnei Israel, I am Adonai, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. I will deliver you from their bondage. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and with great judgments. I will take you to myself as a people, and I will be your God. That's why we celebrate with 4 cups of grape juice. It's like having a toast, right? We toast God. We talk about how wonderful He is and how mighty are His great acts. So throughout the course of a Passover meal, you'll have 4 cups, 2 before the meal and 2 after. We're going to go on in this verse. You will know that I am Adonai your God who brought you out from under the burden of the Egyptians. So I will bring you into the land that I swore to give you, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, and give it to you as an inheritance. I am Adonai. If you go on then to Exodus 7, God speaks again to Moses. So Adonai said to Moses, See, I have set you as God to Pharaoh, and Aaron your brother will be your prophet. You are to speak all that I command you, and Aaron your brother is to speak to Pharaoh, so that he will let Bnei Israel, that's the children of Israel, go out of this land, go out of his land. Yet I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and multiply my signs and wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh will not listen to you, so I will lay my hand upon Egypt, and will bring forth my armies, my people Bnei Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. The Egyptians will know that I am Adonai when I stretch out my hand against Egypt and bring out Bnei Israel from among them. So Moses and Aaron did as Adonai commanded them. Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron 83 years old when they spoke to Pharaoh. Next page. First plague, second plague, third plague, then what? These are the plagues. The river turned to blood, the Nile turned to blood, and all the fish died. There was a frog invasion. God sent gnats. Those first 3 happened to everyone around the land, including Goshen, where the Israelites, the Jewish people, the children of Israel were. Now watch what happens. But on that day, I will set apart the land of Goshen. He's going to treat the Jewish people differently, the children of Israel differently than the Egyptians. But on that day I will set apart the land of Goshen, when my people are dwelling, except no swarm of flies will be there, so that you will know that Adonai am in the midst of the earth. I will make a distinction between my people and your people. By tomorrow this sign will happen. Watch now. This is the important part about this picture. Realize that the first and the second and the third plague happened to everybody. Then God began a distinction, that the flies came, but not into Goshen, not where the children of Israel were. And then the cattle died, but it was just, it must have been devastating. But remember, they were slaves. They didn't have a lot of possessions. And then it goes on to then there were boils on the people that weren't following God. And then it got worse because then there was crushing hail and their fields were getting destroyed. And then there were locusts that just came and ate everything that was left. But Goshen was being spared, where the children of Israel were, was being spared. So then the darkness came, a darkness that can be felt. But this right here is when they get to make their choice for God. Imagine them knowing and that in their homes there was light. There was no darkness in their homes. So how could they thank God? How could they show God that they knew that God was with them, the children of Israel? When the light was in their homes, can you imagine if Moses said that they were to make a sacrifice because God told them, and then they were to put the blood on the doorpost so that when the angel of death passed over to take the firstborn of the ones who wouldn't follow God, look what happens. The children of Israel that had light in their homes are showing a sign on their very doorpost, like a mezuzah on the door of my home. It shows the world that we and our home, as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. I'll be with you tomorrow, and we'll move on through the Passover.
I call heaven and earth to witness against you today. That I've set before you life and death, blessings and curses. So what choice will you make? For the wages of sin is death, but the